Hello there, welcome once again to the Snake Shack. Lovely to see you. I hope that everybody is well. Where are you going, little girl? Now today we're going to introduce you to our three boas, and we're also going to talk a little bit about the boa snake itself and the different breeds. Now this little girl here, she was a rehome. She wasn't a rescue as such because she was being very well looked after. And this is our Nagini, and isn't she gorgeous? If we look at the length of her, she's around 2 foot when she's fully extended, maybe a little bit more, maybe 2.5 foot when she's fully extended. Now you see these little saddle marks on the back. That's a good way to find out if your snake is a boa, if you're unsure. Now this is a BCI, or Nagini is a BCI, aren't you, girl? And that's a boa constrictor imperator. Now they are found in the north of America. They do live in forestry areas and long grass, but they can also live in places like Mexico, Argentina, so they can adapt very, very well indeed. Now when they're babies, they are quite arboreal because they eat eggs out of nests. They will climb and catch birds. As they obviously get bigger and chunkier bodies, which the boa constrictors are known for their chunky bodies, hello girl, they will become more terrestrial, hence living on the floor. Now they will go out at night and day depending on the time of year and the temperature, so they can either come out in the night time and go and hunt for their prey, or they tend to come out and bask in the sun, or you know, either way they can do pretty much everything. Now when these guys actually give birth, because this is a little girl, when they give birth to live snakes, which is pretty cool because so far all of the snakes at the Snake Shack have given birth to eggs, and then you have to worry about the incubation and temperatures and things like that. With these little guys, it's a little bit easier from the off, which is amazing. She's almost ready to breed, so we're probably looking at 2026. She lives with two fellas, which we're going to introduce you to very, very shortly. Now there are 3 subspecies of boas. There's the long-tailed boa, and that's called the long, if I can pronounce it correctly, the 𝓬𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓷𝓮𝓵, and they're normally found in North Peru. There's also the Argentinian, which you may have heard of, the Argentinian snake, boa constrictor, and that's called the 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓮𝓵, and Orton's snake. That sounds like something we should know as well, isn't it? They're also found in northwest Peru. Now obviously the Argentinian snakes, who I've just previously mentioned, are found in Argentina and surrounding countries. Now the Orton snake is known as, or the scientific name is the ortonai. So, and those things, all boas can grow up to around 8 to 10 to 12 foot. Some of the biggest ones that have been found in captivity, you'll see all those weird and wacky videos where they're 50-60 foot. No, they'll go up to around 18 foot generally, 16 to 18 foot in the wild, and they do live for around 30 to 40 years. And they're like most snakes will continue to live and to grow as long as they do live. I said that twice then, didn't I? Never mind. So let's just pop Nagini back and let's have a look at one of our red-tailed boas. These are the common boas, and like I said, Nagini is a BCI, and she's a real sweetie. She's around 2.5 to 3 years old. Right then, pop her back in the playpen. So they come out now and again, have a bit of a play, and let's go for Pluto. Now you'll see the difference in just a second. Nagini doesn't want to let go of me. She's like, daddy. She's very affectionate. This is Pluto, and look at that tail. Just look at that tail. See the red in that tail? Simply stunning. Hello, baby. This is a boy, and yes, so you'll be breeding in about 1.5 to 2 years time. He's a bit more lively than Nagini, and again, he's a common boa, so we've gone through all the different types, and he's a red tail boa constrictor. Now we are feeding them on mice, although we did say a little bit earlier that they will climb, especially at this age, and eat eggs and birds and other prey. Now the boa constrictors when they become terrestrial, as you guys probably know, on the floor they eat mice and rats and frogs. They've been known to eat as well, and also domestic animals like cats, dogs, chickens, rabbits. So if you do live out in a place like that, I'm sure that you're aware of what these little babies are able to do. Now, Pluto was bought from a shop. We've had her around 6 to 8 months now when we first started off the Snake Shack. And she's Pluto is the more gentle of the two red tails. So let's get hold of Neptune. Pop him back in that. Come on, Neptune. Now Neptune, a couple of weeks ago we had him on the bed, and we tried to feed him along with his fellow male companion on the bed, which wasn't a good idea. So never ever feed two snakes together at the same time. He got very defensive and was striking at Daddy for a good half hour and at Mummy and following us all around. But generally, like I said, they've never bitten us. They're gorgeous. They're not venomous snakes. They do kill their prey, as I said earlier, by constriction alone. Don't you, baby? And yeah, all three of them live together in their own viv. So we have Nagini, who's a BCI, and we have Pluto, and then we have the red tail also of Neptune. You can tell the difference there, the colour changes, and again we've got that saddle markings all up the back. Some people call it the Batman. It depends how you look at it. If you look at the whole thing, it's like a saddle that goes over a horse, or if you just look at the mask that goes across the back, it's a bit like Batman and Robin's mask, if you ask me. So we should have called the babies Batman and Robin, shouldn't we? Well, when we get some babies, maybe, because you could have been Batman and Robin. Yeah, you and Pluto. But they're very gentle, very affectionate. The baby ones are a little bit more lively, but as you saw earlier, Nagini is really cuddly. She'll sit for hours on my head, on my neck. You've probably seen some pictures on Instagram, Twitter, X, Facebook. So, and you can follow us on all of those channels, so please do. And a terrible plug for our shirts. We are going to do a Patreon scheme, and they'll get a massive goodie bag. These shirts will be in them, baseball caps, cups, pens, stickers, things like that. So once the Patreon's set up, you can come and join us on there and support the channel, so we can buy more snakes and rescue more snakes, because we do rescue them as well. We've got about 8, 10, 12, haven't we, Sarah?
Yeah, about that.
About rescue snakes. Some are shop bought, and some, like Nagini, have just been rehomed. Well, I want to say a huge thank you for joining us here at the Snake Shack today. I hope you found this interesting, be it all very brief. I will do individual breeds as the channel continues. So until next time, love the world you're living in and keep on slithering.